JJ the CPA here. Hope you're doing well. For the self-employed and you're in a spot, you're going to get out of it. I guarantee it. About as easy as lighting up this cigar. Boom. For those that need to file a Schedule C, I've got a link to a video that I did last year, but it's pretty good and getting some good comments. It's been rediscovered, if you will. But I did it last year before many of you knew me. Might have only had 3,000 subscribers. Today, February 10th, I've got over 57,000. Thank you for that. The first thing I want you to know is I'm not a YouTuber. I'm a certified public accountant. I'm doing tax returns. It is snowy and icy. Well, not snowy yet. And I'm stuck at home, and I'm doing tax returns. And I was like, you know what? I got to shoot a couple of quick videos. I bet some self-employed might get a little pumped up. Could be wrong. Seeing a guy doing a video smoking a cigar. What? And you know why I'm doing that? I'll tell you why. Because, well, two reasons. First is you've never met a CPA quite like me. But the second is I want you to relax on this Schedule C. It ain't no big deal. Now, I'm talking about for the simple, because if you're searching on YouTube on how to put together a Schedule C, you're either doing it to qualify for one of the credits that you're getting ready to file a return, and or because you qualify for the Sick and Family Paid Leave Act on Form 7202, or you're trying to put together a Schedule C to get yourself some PPP. And if you're trying to get PPP, you're in a spot, and it's going to get better. How do I know? I don't, but I know you know that it's going to get better. It's not a big deal. But I'm going to put a link to Schedule C on the IRS website, which you probably could find yourself. I'm going to put a link to the instructions. And here's what I want you to know. On a Schedule C, it's about this simple, even though I'm going to reference you to this other video where I pull up on the screen in the middle of the night, Schedule C, and walk through it with you, is that you're just putting down your income and your expenses. You're putting down your income that you've earned from your business. It doesn't include PUA or grants or PPP or the EIDL or the EIDL grant. Schedule C is just going to include the gross receipts of you selling birdhouses, okay? Of you being an instructor or consultant or scratching out this new future empire business that you're building. Now, it's a simplified version, and what I make clear in that video is that it's for the simple. It's not for the chefs, and it's not for the experts. And if you have a complicated return, first of all, why the heck are you filing Schedule C? You need to be an S Corp. The second is, if it's simple and trying to put something together for PPP, make sure you know this. Whatever you hand in, you need to, for PPP or any other purpose, it needs to be the same as what you hand in to the IRS. Now, that's where everybody starts getting nervous. Don't get nervous. You got no reason to be nervous because you're going to put down your income and your expenses. I'm going to walk you through the simplified aspect. Now, one thing I didn't put in that video after I rewatched it is the business code. So look in the instructions, and in the body of this video, I'm going to put a link to Schedule C. I'm going to put a link to Schedule C instructions. But when I tell you about the Schedule C instructions, I'm going to tell you what page to look for your business code. Don't overthink it. You find it, you put it on there. Okay? Because a business code is also what's going to be needed, the NAICS code on your PPP application. Okay? They're one and the same. Find one. Okay? You're not going to find one that matches exactly. The rest is name, address, boom, 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 boom. Okay? There's a home office deduction on there. It's simple. Do you have a real home office, which means pretty much you're seeing customers there. It's your only place of business, and it's legit, not part of your living room, part of your dining room, in my opinion. It's a legit, separated, typically a separate room, but you take the square footage of that times $5, that's your home office, okay? And I tell you the limitation on that. It says it right on the form. That's a line 30 of Schedule C. That should be the only thing that might hook you up. Mileage, okay? I'll put in the body of the email what the mileage rate is. You take your number of business miles, legit business miles, times that rate, and you deduct it, okay? You'll see on page 2 where you put your miles and all that good stuff. You can fill out a Schedule C. You ready for this? I'm on a break, okay? I'm here to actually smoke a cigar and have a little fun with you. But if your house is on fire, you'll be able to get a Schedule C done the same way that you'd be able to figure out how to undo the fire hydrant out front and hook up some kind of hose, assuming you had it, and put your house out. Okay, well, the fire hose is Schedule C. Figure it out. You can. It's easy. Get it done. Don't be afraid of it. What you're trying to come up with is line 31. What's line 31? You'll see on Schedule C, it's your net income. That's it, net income. Boom, you know what it is. If you don't know what your gross receipts are, if you don't know what your expenses are, pause, take a deep breath. Not possible. You know what your gross receipts are? Not possible. It's what you collected from your customers. That's easy. What are your business expenses? There's no magic to it. Did you spend money for that business? Yes. Then it should be easily a tax deduction. Okay? Let me tell you a little secret. Whew. Okay? Here's when you need somebody like me, a CPA. Okay? You start grossing more than about 20, 30 grand, you need to get a professional involved. Why? Well, there's probably a reason you don't need to be a Schedule C. You need to be a S Corp. And I'll put a link in a video on that, another hilarious, entertaining video before anybody knew me, saying that only the lazy will be a Schedule C, so it's supposed to be funny. And it's saying that the millionaires are not Schedule Cs. Okay? You start getting about 20, 30,000, which that's where you're heading, right? That's where you're going. That's why you're doing this, right? That's why you're doing this. Maybe you're at 20 or 30. Then you know what? Schedule C is probably a good fit for you. What? Woo! Only 2 of my clients are Schedule C. Both of them are ones that are starting new businesses. They're seeing if it's going to work. So before we got all technical and filed a separate return, had to do payroll and spent a bunch of money on administration fees and QuickBooks and payroll fees to process. Trying it out with a Schedule C makes a lot of sense. Okay? The next thing to note is that if you haven't taken yourself to the next level, okay, because you're afraid of screwing up, because you're afraid that somebody's going to see no, be relentless, right? You got it in you. You got it in you. It is better to be a business owner. Okay? It's better to be a business owner. It's better to be an employee with a side gig. Why? Well, you got more money coming in. You want to be in charge of your destiny, don't you? I know I want to be in charge of my destiny. And don't get me wrong, I've got freaking awesome employees. And guess what? Every single one of them have a side gig. Not doing taxes. Now, 2 other things. Because I've been putting out a lot of videos. Probably got, 1,300 videos. I will tell you this, when videos become obsolete, I take them down to my detriment for YouTube. But guess what? I'm not a YouTuber. Now, I've heard comments that are like, JJ, I can't believe that you put together a video and there are people suffering and you're smoking a cigar and you're in front of your pool. Well, guess what? I was successful before the pandemic. I'm not going to go sell my house. Okay? I didn't put together YouTube as a side gig. I put together YouTube to help my clients because there was so much coming out that I couldn't communicate enough and fast enough to my clients. So I started putting together videos. Now, I did have a YouTube channel starting back in May of 2018. I was putting together videos every day, trying to build a reputation, right? Well, I'll tell you this. Here's why. Here's the second thing I want you to know. I told Amanda, and it was in February of 2020. I said, Amanda's my soulmate, and has helped make this all possible as well. But I told my soulmate that, man, it's cold out here, but I love it. I told my soulmate in February of 2020, I said, we've been putting out a video every single day since May 17th, May 18th of 2018. Every day a video. So all of 18, all of 19. I was traveling around the country doing a bunch of seminars to CPAs in November and December, and so I may have not done one every day, but I did one pretty much every day. But in February 2020, I said, our goal was to have like at least 5. It was a dream to have 10,000 subscribers within 2 years. And I told her, I said, if we don't have 10,000 subscribers by our 2-year anniversary of YouTube, we'll leave the videos up, but we're not going to keep doing this. And the reason I started doing it is that I wanted a side gig for fun. Why? Well, my daughter just turned 24 at the time, and my son was halfway through his junior year. He's about to graduate at this point from high school. And I was like, you know what? I need to fill up my time with something a little more efficient, something a little more maybe fun, for lack of a better word. I got something to say. I got something to share. And I did have the dream. I thought, you know what? Man, it would be so cool to be monetized. Just to be monetized. I mean, just be fun. It's just kind of part of a goal, right? Why are you doing something? Well, for me, I'm going to do something like this, with some kind of goal in mind. But here's what I want you to know. And I'm glad you stuck till here. Terrible circumstances. Awful. Pandemic. Terrible circumstances. But by being helpful, by putting together videos that were for my clients with no thumbnails, no tags, no real descriptions, nothing in the body of it, nothing to promote it in any way, shape, or form, people found my channel, and people are going to find you. People are going to want to do business with you. Your gig will no longer be a gig at some point. It'll be your main source, or it'll be a competing source with you as an employee. And I'm proud of you. No, I don't know who you are, but I know who you are because you're me. Right? I scratched it out as well. I waited. I was patient. I was persistent. I have also my own CPA practice, my own insurance practice. Got a couple other businesses and some real estate. And why am I telling you that? Am I showing off? Not really. I'm proud of it. Okay? I don't think there's anything wrong with trying to be encouraging to say you're going to do this too. Right? Tell you something real quick, especially because I got a lot of new subscribers, which I love you. I appreciate you. You don't know this if you haven't been on my channel long, but my mom and I were we were homeless for a couple of years. I didn't know any different. Proud of it in the sense of we got through it. My mom never let me know that we were in dire circumstances. But I learned a lot through that. I grew up in a situation that I ended up actually being a missing child. And grew up under an assumed name. But guess what? I put myself through college, not that even matters, but you had to do it to become a CPA. And I knew I'd be successful. And guess what? I believed in myself. I didn't need anyone to believe in me. You don't need anyone to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself. If you need someone to believe in you, you're looking at them right here. I believe in you. And you're right. The microphone picked up my waterfall, right? The lighting wasn't just right. It was kind of loud. Couldn't hear you. Could hear your P's and your S's. Can't believe you were smoking a cigar. Guess what? You know how you get to where you want to be is you don't listen to the noise. Right? You don't look left and you don't look right. You keep your eye on the goal and you will get there. And it starts with what? Filing a Schedule C. Here we go. Look in the body of this video. I've put the links. Check out that other video. And I'll tell you what, remember, I put it together in the middle of the night. I was having fun with it. Okay? I was having fun with it. I look back on it. It's like, wow. I was having fun with it. But I'm getting a lot of good, positive responses. And for those that are nervous about doing a Schedule C, haven't done something like that before, the purpose of that video and the purpose of this video is to let you know you can do it because your house is on fire. You got the hose. It's called a Schedule C. You'll figure out with a little bit of direction, you got the instructions, how to hook that up and put the fire out. Get your PPP or whatever other reason you're doing your Schedule C. Get her done, okay? Get her done. Make sure whatever though you put together and you give to a governmental agency, it's exactly what you file with the IRS. You've got to do that, okay? And then maybe you didn't need to hear any of this, but you made it to here, and so guess what? I love you. And then I'd love it if you'd subscribe, and then don't you ever forget, you've never met a CPA quite like me. You know that's true.